everyone, my name is Leanne and today I'm going to be telling you all about my TBR for the Irish Readathon. I am so excited. If you don't know anything about the Irish Readathon, I will leave my announcement video linked down below in the description. But essentially the Irish Readathon is a month-long readathon that is focused on reading more Irish literature than you normally would. So books set in Ireland, books by Irish authors, that kind of thing. All you have to do to participate is read one Irish book in March. Just one. That's it. But if you do want to be a little bit more ambitious, we do have some prompts or challenges that you could participate in. I'm going to be completing all the challenges, obviously, because, you know, it would be a poor show if the host didn't. And in fact, all of my reading in March will be by Irish writers. The first challenge is to read a book by an Irish female writer, and I think the vast majority of my TBR would fit into this challenge. But specifically, I'm going to dedicate this challenge to reading Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. You may have heard the name Sally Rooney floating around. Her book Normal People was really popular last year, and it was my favourite book of 2018. But I haven't read her previous novel, Conversations with Friends, and I haven't got a physical copy of it at the moment, but I will do because I am going to be buddy reading this with Aoife. If you want books that are like good social commentary on like contemporary society, Sally Rooney is your gal. The next challenge is to read a book by one of the host's favourite Irish authors. So you've got 3 authors to choose from here. Aoife's favourite Irish author is Rees Brennan. My favourite Irish author is of course Louise O'Neill. And Elaine's favourite Irish author is Marian Keyes. Now I've already read all of Louise's books, so I could do a reread, but I think what I'm going to do instead is pick Marian Keyes and I'm going to read The Break. I've never read any Marian Keyes before, but I love her. I love her Twitter, I love her whenever I see her on TV shows, and it's about time that I actually read one of her books. So this is about a woman named Amy whose husband Hugh doesn't want to break up with her, but he just wants to go on a break. A 6-month break where he buggers off, away from her, away from their kids, and just does his own thing. And it's about basically how Amy's life changes as a result of that. It is such a chunky book. I didn't expect that, but I'm really looking forward to trying out some of Marian Keyes' writing for the first time. The next challenge is to read a book that is not a novel. So it could be short stories, it could be poetry, plays, it could be non-fiction. For this, I've decided to choose The Great Hunger by Patrick Kavanagh, and this is part of the Penguin Mini Modern series. Each of these books only cost £1 and they're fantastic. I've never read any Patrick Kavanagh poetry before, so I'm really looking forward to trying this one out, and it is quite a short addition to my TBR as well. If you are looking for something short to add into any TBR, not just for the Irish Readathon, I would really recommend looking into these little mini books. Challenge 4 is to read a book that is older than you are. I guess this is older than I am. I need something that is published before 1995, but I think I'm gonna go for a classic because I like to at least have a classic on my TBR every single month. So I think I'm gonna go for Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels is one of those classics that people kind of just know quite a bit about because it's so ingrained in our culture. But I'm looking forward to finding out what the book is actually like. I know it's very satirical. And the final challenge is to read a book with green on the cover. For this challenge, it doesn't even need to be by an Irish author. It just has to have green on the cover. Although I think you are embodying the spirit of the readathon a little bit more if it is both green on the cover and by an Irish writer. So for this, I'm going to go for a non-fiction book, so it would also fit into the category of read a book that isn't a novel, and a lot of my TBR could double up for various challenges. But the one I'm going to go specifically for this challenge is Rocking the System, Fearless and Amazing Irish Women Who Made History by Siobhan Parkinson. This was very kindly sent to me by Little Island, who are fantastic Irish publishers, and I would highly recommend everything that they publish. This was very kindly gifted to me quite a while ago, and I've been really looking forward to reading it, and this is the perfect excuse. It's basically like one of those books that is, you know, great women of history, all those books that have kind of emerged in the past few years, but this one is specifically about Irish women. And I love that. So aside from the challenges, I do have a few more additions that I always have on my TBR. So every month I like to read a short story collection, and for the Irish Readathon I'm going to read New Irish Short Stories edited by Joseph O'Connor. This is quite old now. I think it came out in like 2011. So it's not the most up-to-date of this particular anthology, but every month I also like to do something that I refer to as tops and bottoms, where I read a book that has been on my TBR for the longest time, and I did a full video about the 12 books that have been on my TBR the longest, and this is one of those, so it's doing two jobs on this TBR, and again, it could fit into that read a book that isn't a novel challenge. The tops of that tops and bottoms challenge is I like to read a book that has been in my most recent book haul. So for that, I'm going to pick up another Sally Rooney book. I'm going to pick up this little one called Mr. Salary. This is just a short story. It is part of the Faber Stories collection, which are editions of short stories celebrating Faber being in publishing for 90 years. So that is my main TBR for the Irish Readathon. These are the books that I'm going to be prioritising in March. But it's also quite likely that I will pick up some other books as well, and they are going to be by Irish authors too. I am going to do another video on the rest of the Irish books on my TBR, but these are the ones that I'm going to be prioritising. Do let me know down in the comments if you are participating in the Irish Readathon, whether you are doing all of the challenges, whether you are just adding one book into your regular TBR. Let me know down in the comments because I would love to check out your TBRs. As ever, all of the books will be linked down below in the description if you want to find out some more. And that's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video.